Over $38,000 for this 2024 Colorado two-wheel drive with the 2.7 four-cylinder, $40,000 basically. Hopefully they're discounting it big, but I don't think they are because this vehicle's been here for quite some time, along with all the others, and they're all 2024s. It's pretty crazy because General Motors is supposed to be controlling their inventory better, but then you come out here and there's a lot of 24s, especially at certain dealerships. And I think those are the ones that really don't discount. Now let's see, is this an EV Equinox? I bet this is probably 50 grand. You guys know a normal Equinox is like 30, or at least it used to be. But now let's see what we're working with here. Let's see, yeah, I mean $44,000 for a 2025 Equinox EV RS. Now the question is, how much money will you lose on this thing in depreciation on pretty much any of these vehicles, but especially this EV, since factually EVs depreciate a little bit faster than standard combustion engine vehicles. So it's pretty crazy that, I mean, it's 50 grand basically for an Equinox. It's crazy. 40 grand for a Colorado with the four-cylinder when they used to come with the V6. And it's like, hey, now I pay more. And some people really love the redesign and they like the new truck, but for me, I'll keep it old school. Give me the old generation with the V6 if I'm going to get a Colorado. I mean, that's just my opinion. But I know people who love the 2.7, but not necessarily in the full-size truck, which I know people who like it too, but come on. 2.7 four-cylinder in a full-size pickup for the money that you're paying. 50 grand? I mean, come on, get out of here with that. These prices are crazy, and you have the issue with the V8. So you want a reliable V8 General Motors truck. Well, you're pretty much out of luck, especially if you're looking at a 1500. Because why? Because there's so many issues with the 6.2, with the 5.3, with lifter issues and dynamic fuel management, all this stuff that happens, and really it's a bad situation. Now let's see. This is a four-cylinder 2025 1500. Let's see what we're working with. 46,000. Now, this is a base model pretty much. I mean, it's a custom. Yeah, it is definitely. Yeah, I mean, this is base two-wheel drive custom. This is as base as you can get it. Basic, I don't know. I mean, work truck, I guess. But literally, 50 grand. Once you pay tax in my state, you'll be over 50 grand for this truck. You better get a discount, but still, for that kind of money, for a four-cylinder, it's just, people are like, no, I'm not spending that kind of money for this. And even if you go with the V8, you have the issue with the lifter issue and the whole active fuel management or all that kind of stuff that's just causing issue after issue. And the 6.2, it's a complete disaster. It really is. And they've been dealing with this forever. General Motors cannot figure out how to do cylinder deactivation properly. And I just think they should remove it, especially if they have a chance to. 5.7, which they have issues, trust me. And look at that, 63,000. And this is a 2025. But still, you know, this should be 50K and it shouldn't have any issues. This should be a let's say no cylinder deactivation V8 engine that's reliable and people like. That's all we want. It's not asking that much. You know what I mean? But General Motors simply cannot build a reliable V8 with this cylinder deactivation. And hey, they need to remove that stuff. They have a chance to remove it. I'm telling you, if you have a chance, remove it now because, guys, people will buy your trucks. I'm a Chevy guy, but not this new stuff. I'd rather get a 2005, you know what I mean, 2500, or 2006, you know what I mean? That's what I want, not this new stuff. And people know what they got because you go look at an 06 2500, they want $30,000. So it's like, whoa, that's way look at that, 46,000, 5.3, there we go, the work truck. Yeah, it's a lot of money for a two-door, that really is. We're seeing some 25s here, 2025 LTZ, we're getting fancy. Look at that. Look at that. 73,000, and it has the dreaded, I'll say dreaded 6.2, because you guys know it's going to be most likely a huge recall. And I sold Chevys, and I know the issues they have with Tahoes, with the 5.3, with the 6.2. Either way you go, they just simply can't do it because you have cylinders that are deactivating. Think about it. You're an engine, and you deactivate cylinders while you're driving down the road. You think that's going to be reliable? You think that's not going to cause issues? So General Motors has never figured it out. Never. And I mean, come on. Over 40 grand for a two-door work truck? Get out of here. These prices don't make sense. Even with 10,000 off and a good rebate, to me, it's not enough. Four-cylinder Colorados were 40 grand. Four-cylinder 1500s are 50 grand. So the prices don't make sense. The reliability's not there, and honestly, they're losing their name quicker than quick because a lot of people, they don't shop around. They love Chevy, they love Ford. They stick with their brand because they love that brand. But they're losing that customer base. People are starting to say, no, I'll just go get a Nissan Frontier over in Colorado. I'll just go over here, I'll get this. Because they want a naturally aspirated engine that's reliable. They don't want complicated. They want simple, reliable, and not so expensive. 50 grand for a base model 4-cylinder truck is too much money. Let me know what you think, though. Have a great day and stay blessed.